What's going on? It's your boy, Brother L, and I'm back with another one. Peace, love, and blessings to everybody out there, and may the love of Jesus Christ shine on each and every one. So we gotta talk about this election that just happened, and specifically with your boy Mamdani, whatever. He just won the mayor race in New York City. Now, I could go on and on and on about this one, bro. All right. Well, first of all, I want to say, let me turn it down off. First of all, I want to say that the Democrats are getting exactly what they voted for. This is who they truly are. For a long time, they didn't want to own up to this guy. They didn't want to support this guy until they saw that there was no clear path for anybody else to win the race. You got a bad candidate when even the Democrats don't even support him. Obama never supported him. All right, he never did support him at all. And he got the fake Obama, Hakeem Jeffries, last minute, like a few days before the election, decided, all right, yeah, I'm gonna support him. All right, so he got the weakest endorsement ever. And then the fact is, bro, I was there, man. I used to be that guy. Look, what got him into office is the young vote, and he won like over 80% of the female vote, and that's a whole nother issue right there. Very very controversial take, but yeah, that's a whole nother issue in of itself. With women tending to put these, and no offense to the women that don't. Okay, if the shoe don't fit, then you must have quit. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But the fact that over 80% of women in New York that voted for this guy. All right. And what's the major cause of that? Because they're living. These are majority single women that are getting crushed economically in a city where they vote Democrat all the time. So it's not Republicans over there screwing up the city. It's the Democrats. Now, and this is going to be really wild because we're seeing the home of 9/11 elect a terrorist sympathizer in the office, a man who wants to globalize the intifada. He wants to globalize the intifada. He wants a worldwide jihad and wants to turn the United States into the next Gaza. All right, because you know where he's going next. He got New York. He might just jump straight to the presidential race, if not try the governorship and then maybe presidential. But this guy is bringing socialism into arguably the capital city of capitalism in the world, New York City, home of Wall Street, and he wants free everything for everybody, as long as you don't make above 100K or something like that, right? So he wants free everything for everybody, free bus rides, free rent, free stores, government reduced stores, like Soviet Union style state ran stores. This is going to be absolutely insane. We've seen this movie way too many times before. We've seen this movie in Soviet Russia, USSR, and the collapse of the Soviet Union. We've seen this movie in communist China and the hunger, the hunger and starvation that they faced in communist China, and watch communist China slowly move towards more capitalistic tendencies. We've seen this movie in communist Cuba and how Cuba is literally stuck in the 1950s, and the economy has been stagnant ever since. Well, I shouldn't say stagnant. It fell and dropped and stayed down there ever since. We've seen this movie in Venezuela, where Venezuela was one of the richest countries. I think probably second to the United States and Canada, but one of the richest countries in the Western Hemisphere. Oil tycoon, and we watch socialists come in and take over their government, and very fast, in a matter of a few years, we've seen Venezuela go from one of the richest places in the universe to one of the poorest, crappiest, crap hole third world countries in the world. So we've seen this movie over and over and over again. Even in Vietnam, where they turned communists, and now you look at it today, they're conducting capitalist business with the United States of America. Why? Because communist, socialist governments never worked. They never worked. That's why there's not one Marxist country in the world. And that's why all of these communist countries that used to be communist or still are moving towards globalized economies with capitalism, because it doesn't work. They had a state-run store, I forget what state, but somewhere in the Midwest, they had a state-run store. In very quick fashion, the store had to shut down. Why? Because it just doesn't work. The store doesn't make money to pay the people working there or to pay the bills. You know, people go to the stores that offer them the best services that they want, even if it means they got to travel a little farther. They're just going to go to where they want to spend their money. So this state-ran stuff, trying to take over economies by legislating it with officials, legislating it with a guy, 30-something-year-old guy that never had a job in his life. He was born rich. He railed against, and I'm going to talk about that speech too, but he railed against rich folks. This guy was born rich to a wealthy Muslim family that was living like kings in Uganda, where your money goes a lot further over there in Africa. So and then he moves here. The family comes here. He's still a Uganda citizen, which there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, he comes here, has no job. At first he was a rapper. Then when that failed, he's a failed rapper. That failed. Then he somehow got elected to, or should I say planted, into the New York City Council. And then now he's mayor because he promised free buses and free rent. And a whole bunch of single women out there heard that, and a bunch of struggling people trying to find their way into the workforce in their 20s heard that, and they said, "You're daggone right. I want free rent. I want free buses to go to work." So they voted for that. They got sold the pipe dream. They got sold the snake oil. They brought the snake oil from the snake oil salesman. And somebody's got to pay for that. And they say, "Oh, we're going to tax the billionaire class 2%. What billionaire class? Already they had 700,000 people ready to move out of New York. These billionaires, these business owners that supply these jobs to these people and give and lease out housing to these people, they're selling apartment buildings. They're trying to get out of New York. They're selling their businesses, or they're just packing up their businesses and going to Florida or Texas, tax-free states, and states where where their money goes a lot longer and won't get taxed to oblivion. All right, Babylon is falling, y'all, and I could go on and on ranting and raving about this, but they getting exactly what they want, and I want to see this experiment and how he's going to pay for all this free stuff by the people that he said he's going to get to pay for it, but they all moving away. They just lost almost 1 million people overnight. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. I read the comments. And even if you disagree, I want to know what you think. Make it make sense to me. Because promising free everything and free pies in the sky off of billionaires that's moving away, I want to know how that's going to work. And go ahead, subscribe, turn on post notifications. God bless. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.